What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. A big thank you for coming back and joining me on another episode of the Arsenal Save. Well, today is supposed to be the last episode in the Arsenal Save, but I'm going to let you in on a little secret. We have one more episode after this one, and we'll show you exactly why when we hit the schedule tab and the competitions tab in just a little bit. If you've been with us across the past couple of episodes, you'll have seen everything building up to this point. In today's episode, we are covering the 24th of May 2026. That means another season is complete, and we're going to show you everything that's happened since you've been away in the last episode. We're just going to run through the schedule and the competitions. I'm going to break down exactly how successful or unsuccessful our final season has been. So let's not waste any time. There's nothing else really to show you other than how we have finished the save. So let's get to it. Let's hit the schedule tab and run you through what's happened since you've been away. Okay then, let's run you through the schedule tab and show you everything that you have missed since the last episode. Right then, we had left it off with the 3-0 victory against West Ham, and that saw us turning the corner in terms of our form. We had been poor in December, but into January we had really started to get back into top gear, and we continued that into February. We beat West Ham 3-0, as I said, and then we beat Southampton 2-1 in the FA Cup 4th round, beat Newcastle 2-0 in the Premier League with goals from Gabriel Jesus and a Diogo Costa own goal. We then struggled against Notts Forest, but managed to get through on penalties, 2-2 in normal time, and then the penalty shootout went our way. We then lost to Chelsea in the first leg of the round of 16 in the Champions League. 2 goals from Romelu Lukaku, 1 goal from Scalvini for us, and it meant that we were on the back foot going into the second leg, but it was a home leg. We then got back to winning ways against Everton, beat them 2-0 in the Premier League, goals from Jude Bellingham and another own goal from Ricardo Rodriguez, before we turned it around in the home leg of that round of 16 Champions League tie with goals from Almada, Odegaard and Szoboszlai in the 109th minute, going all the way into extra time. Saliba was sent off in the 72nd minute, which was absolutely crazy because it gave us 10 men in extra time and we came out as winners. We played then against Leeds, beat them 1-0 with a goal from Ciro Immobile. Then we beat Manchester City 4-2 in the FA Cup quarter-finals. Gabriel Jesus coming back to haunt his old team, getting all 4 goals in that one. Into April then, and we are rolling now. Southampton was swept aside 2-0 with goals from Saka and Immobile, but Pozo was sent off. Crystal Palace were battered 4-0, Immobile getting 2, Sutalo and Charlie Patino scoring there. And then back in Champions League action, we went to Italy and drew 3-3 in the Champions League. Immobile, Odegaard and Jesus for us, Leao and De Ketelaere scoring for Milan. Then back to Premier League action, Chelsea in the Premier League, and we beat them 1-0. Gabriel Jesus getting the goal in the 89th minute. Other than that, it was a pretty uneventful game, and I'm glad that I was able to just tell you what happened rather than show you what happened. We then invited AC Milan back to Arsenal, and we managed to get a 1-1 draw, and it went all the way through to penalties, and we managed to beat them on penalties to go through to the semi-finals of the Champions League. Then back in domestic action, we played against Chelsea once again. So Champions League Chelsea, Champions League Chelsea. Luckily for us, we played at Wembley and we won 1-0. Ciro Immobile scoring the goal in the 92nd minute. So if you look across those 2 games, we scored in the 89th minute in the league and the 92nd minute in the FA Cup semi-final. So 2 evenly matched teams in those competitions. We then had a draw against Liverpool 0-0. Pretty uneventful game, in fairness. A 0-0 draw. Yeah, it was a fair result. We took that as it come. We then beat Stoke 1-0 in the Premier League with a goal from Gabriel Jesus. And then we played against Barcelona, the mighty Barcelona, in the Champions League semi-final. In the away leg, we went to Camp Nou and we got a 2-2 draw. Gavi and Pedri, the dynamic duo for Barca scoring, but Ciro Immobile, our own captain, fantastic, scoring the goal. Goals, should I say, to give us a draw in the first leg. Lost my train of thought completely. Getting excited because I know what happens next. Notts Forest then came to Arsenal. We swept them away. Dale Fry helping us out with an own goal and Ciro Immobile getting 2 there. Before the home leg of the Champions League semi-final, and we beat Barcelona 3-2 in an epic game. In fact, I'm going to show you the goals from this game because it was fantastic. We played really well. Both teams were pretty even. You can see in terms of the stats there, both having 19 shots, both getting 4 on target. We had 3 goals, they had 2. It was a real epic game. So Barcelona starting off, moving the ball through the middle of the park. Lewandowski to Ansu Fati. He gets in behind and slots the ball away to give them a 1-0 lead on the night. We then hit back by a long ball. It's not really dealt with. Bellingham plays it over the top and Immobile is in behind. He smashes it home to make it 1-1 on the night. So obviously now that is a 3-3 on aggregate. Almada with the ball across. It's dealt with by Koundé at the near post. But it's given back to Almada and he smashes it in to make it 2-1 in the game. Then Scalvini brings the ball out, plays it to Bellingham, who plays to Almada. Immobile goes down, but Gabriel Jesus scores to make it 3-1. Absolutely need to put my teeth back in. And then, calamitous right at the end. Angelo scoring for Barcelona when Ramsdale forgets that he can use his hands. But it was an epic game, one of the best games that I've managed in this save. And we go through to the Champions League final, and that explains why there will be one more episode. Then the run into the Premier League. We beat Wolves 3-2. We beat Tottenham 6-0. Unfortunately for a certain Mr. FM DNA, we are going to show all 6 of our goals as it's the final North London derby we will take part in. We ran them ragged. Considering earlier on in the season when we had the draw, they'd got 34 shots on target or something. There was 34 attempts. Well, in this game, they just didn't turn up. First goal, Immobile at the back post from a cross. Then Immobile involved again as he picks the ball up, plays it into the path of Gabriel Jesus, gets in one-on-one with the keeper. He doesn't miss from there. The next goal coming as a mistake from Tottenham. Jesus capitalising on it, breaks forwards. He's going to get into the box before he plays to Immobile, who smashes it home. So that's 3-0 now. Then a ball played out from the back from Scalvini. Goes to Bellingham. Ball over the top. There is Immobile. And he's in once again. Was that his hat-trick? I think that's a hat-trick for Immobile. Next goal, Pozo gets in behind. He then gets in on the act of the goal scoring, smashes that ball home to make it 5-0. And then finally, playing out from the back, Gabriel brings the ball forwards, plays it over the top. There is Sobolai. He puts his stamp on the game as well to make it 6-0. So, unfortunately, for a friend, 6-0 victory at the end of the season meant that we were right in the mix for the Premier League. We beat Brentford 3-0 in the league. We then beat West Ham 3-1 in the FA Cup final to win that. Let's show you the goals from the FA Cup final. If we go in here. It was a good game until Vladimir Kufal decided to get himself sent off, and then we just ran riot. They started off on the front foot, but gave the ball away. Goretzka picking it up. Almeida at the back post scored some important goals in the running, and he's worth every penny of the money that we spent because he really did step up when we needed him. West Ham getting back on level terms. Scamacca scoring at the back post, and then ball forwards. Areola with the clearance. Jude Bellingham, would you look at that, in an FA Cup final. What a finish. From inside the centre circle, he has smashed it home, and then to finally kill the game off, Almada with the shot from outside the box. Some of our players deciding to have their own goal of the month competition in the FA Cup final. Then back in Premier League action, we beat Manchester United 6-1 in the Premier League. Goretzka got sent off after 12 minutes. Casemiro got sent off after 77. Kudus scored for Man United, but Gabriel Jesus, Rafa Varane with an own goal, Brandt getting 2, and Pozo scoring to make sure we got 3 points, and a vital 3 points in the running. Then Luca Digne scored for Villa in the final game of the season, but Scalvini, Tezgul and Gabriel scored for us to make sure that we rounded the Premier League out with a win. We did have Zinchenko sent off there. So as you can see at the bottom here, Liverpool will be the last game of the save as we go for glory in a Champions League final in the next episode. But that is how the schedule looked. How did the competitions look? let's show you, we have won another Premier League. Yes, we have got 91 points, finished that vital 3 points clear of Manchester United from that 6-1 victory that we had against them. You can see we are in the Champions League final. We are playing against Liverpool. We have won the FA Cup. We have also won the Community Shield. So if we can win the Champions League final, we will have done the famous treble. We will have won the Premier League, the Champions League and the FA Cup. Let's have a little look then at the Premier League. You can see if we go to the stages tab, we finished with 38 played, 28 won, 7 drawn, 3 lost, 82 scored, 31 against, 51 goal difference and 91 points. So in terms of goals scored, if you look further down, Manchester City scored 102, and we'll show you why in just a second. But it means that basically 51 goal difference is good enough to win the Premier League when you are beating your rivals at the end of the season. If we would have not beat Manchester United and it would have come down to head-to-head, we would have lost the league on goal difference, and I would have been absolutely gutted to have lost the final season on goal difference. But luckily we don't have to go down that path because we've won the Premier League. If we go back to the profile of the league then, you can see that Erling Haaland finished with a ridiculous 63 goals. Ciro Immobile, though, doing us proud, 25 league goals to his name. Romelu Lukaku also getting 25 and Calvert-Lewin getting 23. Ciro Immobile then finishing as our top average rater, 7.31. Player of the Match awards, Immobile got 9. Ramsdale finished on 18 clean sheets. We had Kieran Tierney complete, or distance covered of 90 minutes for 15.31. Tackles per 90 minutes, Pozo getting 4.05 tackles per 90 minutes. That's impressive. And it meant that that is how the Premier League season had finished. So, all in all, we have had a pretty successful season. Premier League winners again, Champions League winners, maybe, English FA Cup winners, definitely, and Community Shield, definitely. So if we go to the club info tab, you can see now that in terms of Premier Leagues won, Arsenal are up to 15. They have also added another FA Cup to the list. If I can grab this bar and go across. We're on to 16 FA Cups, 2 Carabao Cups and 17 Community Shields. So I would say that is a pretty successful save for a beta save anyway. We have probably got as far as we can get. But as I said, there is one episode left, and that episode is going to come soon. We are going to be putting out in the very next episode the Champions League final. Yes, it is going to be the final blowout. Can we do it? Can we secure the famous treble, or will we go out with a whimper? If we don't win, I still will be happy with the save, and I think it will go down as one of the better saves that I've had in terms of the Football Manager series. I think the way that we came in and have built the team, built the structure, haven't destroyed the club in terms of the finances, even though that £47 million did look a little bit scary, but obviously getting to a Champions League final is going to pay for that. Putting the tactic in place, having my own philosophy in terms of playing football, I think it's really been a good save and a good starting place for the FM23 content. But it's not over yet. There is one final episode, as I said, and we are going to be bringing that very soon. So I'm going to start to wrap this one up. If you've enjoyed the series, enjoyed the save, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Hit the notification bell and you won't miss anything else. There will be a new series coming out soon. I've also got a few other things that are going on. There's tactic testing. Plus I'm going to have a brand new save coming out very soon. That's slightly different to... So I'm going to have Coventry City coming out soon, but I've got something else that is slightly different to anything that I've done before, so hopefully that will go down well too. Yeah, don't forget to check out the channel. We have tactics, hints, tips, wonder kids. There's something for everybody on the channel. But I'm going to start waffling because I need to go and prepare for a Champions League final. So thank you for watching. I will see you very soon on the next episode as we look to go and win the Champions League.